One of the beautiful parts about helping people and one of the beautiful parts about doing your own personal work is that when you do the personal work, you tend to find yourself. You tend to find that joy and that harmony and that peace within you. And you know, what's interesting part about this is that there's a paradox in this universe. And the paradox of this universe is that there is good and that there is bad. But that paradox, really, it's not like the universe has it out there. The paradox is actually coming in here. And you know how sometimes people say, you know, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. That's the paradox, you know, but the paradox comes from your own personal perspective. And so when you do the work, when you wake up early in the morning, when you do your meditation, when you do your stretching exercises, your attention focused meditation, your yoga, your workouts, whatever it is, whatever morning routine it is that you have. But if you have a routine and you do it every single day, it begins to transform you. And then when you start talking about your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, now you can actually tackle them. Now you can actually go after them and say, these are my dreams, these are my goals, these are my aspirations, because you have a morning routine. But you see, often what happens is that we have 3 goals, and these 3 goals are everything in the external world. It could be like, I want money, I want a family, and I want a car, or I want family, I want a house, and I want a job. But it's never the number one goal is for self. You are never the number one goal, which means, okay, you know what? I want to increase my energy. I want to have more joy. I want to live in a harmony life. I want to have a harmony life. You don't put yourself first. And what you need to understand is that your number one goal in life, and this number one goal should never and will never stop, is you. You are the number one goal. But don't make a mistake that your number one goal, because you're the number one goal, it's because you start with this idea of letting go of people, letting go of jobs, letting go of friendships, letting go of family members. That's not what it means. Putting yourself first means you gotta do the work. That means you gotta wake up early in the morning. You have to do your meditations, you stretch, you work out, you do your breath work, you do your crowd therapy, you do your sauna. And if you can't afford it, you can still do meditation. You can still do breath work. There's so many different modalities that really you don't need crowd therapy or sauna, whatever it is out there. You can just do it for yourself. But when you do it in the morning and you have that morning routine, when in the Indian culture, they call it sadhana. When you have your morning routine, your spiritual routine, your self routine, the day changes. Your life transforms completely. And when you start taking control of your life and you stop giving people control to control your life, and by people, what I mean is also things and people as well, the circumstances of your life, and you stop making excuses and you just simply start doing. That is when your life transforms. That is when change begins to happen in your life. But you need to understand that everything starts with yourself. It doesn't start out here. Don't wait for someone to come to your rescue. Don't wait for someone to come in here and give you something. Remove the perspective from your life completely, because perspective is the reason why you become disappointed with life, which really is yourself. But you continue to become disappointed with life. But that's because you continue to put perspectives on people and on things. Remove the perspective, and I guarantee you that you're gonna start being a lot more happier than you usually are. So do the work. Sit down, figure out your discipline, and write it down, and wake up every day at the same time and get it done. Because if you don't write it down, if you don't start doing it, nothing is going to manifest in your life. And I'm here as a transformational coach, and that's the reason why I have a podcast and I'm writing a book right now. I'm inviting people from different experiences so that you can also experience their experiences, and so that you can understand that the human element is happening within everyone, and no one is isolated alone. Nothing is happening to just one person. It's happening to everyone. But the person that succeeds is the person that's able to shift his or her perspective and then sprout the best version of themselves.